Hello and welcome to All Talk No Dice, the worst excuse for a D&D show you can find online. Before we get this episode running, we just want to reiterate this is our last episode of 2022. We are going to have a break off for 2 weeks. We will not be broadcasting on the 26th of December or the 2nd of January, but we are going to be coming back in the new year, and we will be live again on the 9th of January, so make sure you look out for that. Yeah. We need confetti somewhere. Now, from last we left off, the Companions of Fate made it through another portion of their voyage through the vast skyscape of Valdur. Gerald and Tara continued to take care of the recently deceased Briar and first mate Mog Pulley, allowing Gerald to subtly drain the cadaver for numerous vials of crimson life. Theron finds an interest in the new order of hierarchy within the party, and the Pladrine sticking to the sides of Gerald throughout the serving of some decently inedible food, after Seabiscuit enjoyed a very, very heartfelt tentacle embrace from the wizard. Finding tensions rising and falling as you all go through the motions trying to find morality with the recent bloodbaths, trying to find a resolution with Kurid as he's finding it hard to be around Theron and the destruction that's following, and also trying to find any feeling at all for Tara in her new form and what's capable and what isn't. And with a couple more days passing, allowing all of you to take a much needed rest while learning the ropes and learning how to properly maintain a skyship. Now, along the 2-day portion of travel through the expanse of starlight, sunrise and sundown, you find a barely functional personal skyship, being able to get a glimpse of its arcane engine before inspecting your own, and then being able to loot the small vessel for food and coin. Yet, from here, the voyage still continues, and this is where we pick it up. So, as these 2 days come to a close, after Theron takes a quick hot minute to look at the smaller arcane engine within the skyship that you notice begins to plummet. All of you, both Gerald and Theron, hopping back over to the Brian Barnacle, and Theron showing interest, you taking him down to the galley, and pretty much just displayed the entire arcane engine in all its glory from what you've seen before, Gerald, but news to anybody else. Is there anything anyone wants to do as these 2 days wind down, or the second day does begin to come to a close?
Can I ask about the illusion that we know is there, but has it dissipated now that I've gone through it, or does it reappear when we leave?
You notice just as Theron's getting closer, and you just hear a weird amalgamation of noises from him of just intrigue. Oh. Ooh. Nice. And his face is almost pressing up against this 5 foot, 6 foot tall solid crystal, almost just like a cube, but just resting on one of its corners. Yep. Set in that sort of metallic Age of Arcanum-esque structure, just covered in small runes and glyphs that have been carved into the metal that house this crystal. As you kind of motion for Theon to step back for a moment, and you both do, you notice instantly that large stack of crates just reappear.
Oh, you just adding. Are we all there, or is it just Gerald and Theron?
I'm gonna leave that.
From last week.
Neither can I. So I'm gonna leave that up to you. I think it was just Gerald and Theron, but
if anyone followed,
that's fine.
Yeah. I would have pretty much just been on the
on the top deck.
I will
Yeah,
probably
just still
wouldn't stay
still
with
Still
Rail
whittling
off,
away.
to be honest.
Okay, that's
just to
right,
see if I
yeah.
could help. So. No
Okay.
worries, that's cool.
Okay. I will say then, just before the, if you want to do anything, Gerald, Railoff, can you, with the assistance of Terra, for the 2 days that are now winding down, can you roll a sleight of hand check for me to see how your whittling and precision goes in creating this training dummy?
Would that be with advantage or
With advantage, yeah.
either of us?
I'll say I'll try to help you, but if you usher me to say no, like I'll do it myself because I know you're in that mode of I hate fucking everything. Then I'll take that as if you want to take it with advantage or not. I'll still try to help, but
It'll
if you
probably be
accept my
more
help-
as long as you're just pointing stuff out.
Okay, not actually touch anything.
But if you when you go to actually reach it,
Okay.
it's sort of Rayloff will just slap you.
Push me out of the way. Nah!
I'll be
Stop.
more like,
Hands off! No, it's okay. That's cool. I might try to put an arcane mend in, but apart from that, yeah, cool. No worries.
alright.
What did you get?
Good thing it was I say it was a good thing it was advantage. Natural 20.
Nice. Okay. All right.
23 total.
23 total. Okay. For the last 2 days, you were able to get the base and part of the torso constructed. With these 2 days, you are able to construct the entire top of the torso as well, with Terra's aid, just kind of pointing things out just about how the structure should be aligned properly, but without backseating too much as to get that axe into her head. So right now, by the end of the second day, you have the top torso of the training dummy assembled as well, and the head. The only thing missing would be 2 arms or multiple arms if you wish to add them.
Yeah. Can I have a guess at how long that would take?
Depends on how efficient you are with your whittling skills.
Okay. Well, could I just try and if all went well, it's sort of similar progress. Not similar progress, but
I would say
progress.
because you've been going at this for now a total of 4 days, you're quickly coming to fruition, but your understanding of carpentry has taken on just a new level, and you surmise that getting the arms done, if you were to just do 2 arms, kind of more like just a stick figure, take you another day to fashion and to attach. Maybe if it takes a little bit longer, then the rest of the time on the second day would be making sure it's structurally sound, so it can take a fair few hits from yourself without
Then I'll
just
probably
crumbling.
aim to try and just do the next 2 days then.
Okay.
Do that.
Perfect, no problem. Gerald.
Leaving Theron and the Pledgerine downstairs, I'm going to head up. I'm going to change cloaks over to the Cloak of Grace this time.
Okay.
And then once we go to the top deck, I'm then just going to essentially start practicing drawing the sword and spinning around with the cloak with different patterns of either flames, eyes, and other stuff to just sort of messing around, assessing, see what's looking coolest.
Okay, well, for looking coolest, roll excuse me, roll a performance check for me, please. I know, stupid roll. Ask the bard to do performance, whatever.
That's 24.
Of course it is.
Mm.
Almost like the opening of Avatar, as you begin to hurl your cloak around and finding different sparks of elements and colour radiate, almost just earth, fire, air, water, and you just spin and you're creating this very cultural dance in a sense. but you feel by the end of it, you see 4 Pledrine, including the main. So you wouldn't really say like leader of the Pledrine, as they are just following yourself. But the broadest, dark-haired, brown-eyed Pledrine amongst those 4, leaving 1 to supervise Theron. You just you turn and you finish with a flourish, and you look just out the corner of your eyes. You're striking this pose and you're holding it. You see all Pledrine kind of look for a second, and just coming from their clasped hands in front, they just very slowly
Thank you.
and it's the smallest but most humble round of applause you've ever had.
Yeah. Hmm. Now I'm looking at you all. Do you all have names? You can't just nod.
And all of them, creepily in unison, all 4 just.
Right. It is kind of weird just having you all like this. Can we give you names? Or do you just want random silent orders?
And they just look at each other, and 3 of them do just look straight up to the broader one with the dark hair, and he turns and singularly
Hey, I shall try and find some good names for you all.
Steve. Ben. Jeez.
And yeah, Gerald's still going to head off. He'll go to the captain's quarters per se,
okay.
and he's not going to brood on names for a bit.
Okay, no problem. Just as you settle down for bed and you get all comfy in this gorgeous feathered bed, if not a little bit cold from who lay here before. However, you settle in. You find blankets and a duvet full of feathers, so soft and supple. Already, before you even drift off, you can tell this is going to be the comfiest night's rest that you've had in a long, long time. And just as you begin to brainstorm several names for your Pledrine allies, you find yourself just drifting off slightly and drifting before you hear just on the wall a very gentle
What?
"Hey Gerald,
Yes, Theron?
can I have a word?"
You haven't broke the ship, have you?
No. It looks great downstairs though, and given enough time, I'll be able to learn a little bit more about what we've got below deck. It's really about Currid. I know he doesn't really like me right now,
Yes.
and because I don't think he's really going, he's not going to want to be around me too much, especially when we get to Yolderheim, and as soon as we dock up, then I just think he's going to bolt. So I just wanted to give you this letter for him. And
Sorry.
no, don't worry, we love smooches. I was wondering if you could just give him this letter, and I don't think he's going to let me give him anything to say goodbye, so I just wanted to... He'll accept this from you.
You could always try and we do have 2 weeks. I don't know what much you can do to change his mind, but
I think his mind is settled. But
yeah.
if I change it, and that's a big if, then I will get this back and give it to him myself.
Very well. I shall give this to him.
Thank you. And he hands you a...
Do you want me to give it to him now or later?
When we're saying goodbye.
Okay.
And Theron hands you a piece of parchment that's just rolled up like a scroll. There's no binding, there's no seal. It's just rolled up as he passes it off to you. I still think the bed would suit me more, you know, being as a captain and all, but I guess we'll have to wait for the next vote, yeah?
Well, if you're that cold, here, I'm gonna throw him one of the blankets.
And he just catches it. Good, Captain. Anyway, thanks.
It's weird seeing you sincere.
I'm always sincere. I'm always friendly and protective, and I'm just really caring.
So that came out of my mouth, man.
Well, we'll see how. Maybe your caring side will break through to Carrington.
Okay, well, you know, if you do want to trade, you know, I've got a really nice mat just next door. So
no, this is quite nice.
Okay, just saying, you know, if you want to swap, I'm fine.
Maybe you'll get to sleep in it if you figure out what powers that crystal.
Oh shit. Okay, all right. Good night. And Theron just kind of patters off.
Just thought, over the days that I would have done stuff, would I be able to have taken the herb out of the... I don't remember what it's called.
The plant pot.
No? Yeah, the plant pot. Oh, pot of pleasantness. I went past it.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I was like, I'm sure it's here somewhere.
Yeah, you'd be able to take that out. Are you?
Yeah.
Herb.
I completely forgot to say.
That's okay.
That's
right.
Yeah, could I look at Theron's note as well when?
Sure.
Happens
Yeah.
a little bit?
Yeah. He wanders off, and you hear the blanket just drop onto the floor, but the footfalls continue, and just from your very keen hearing, you can easily guess that he's going back down to the galley to inspect or to learn as much as he can surrounding the engine. But as soon as you are confident and comfortable that Theron is far enough away, you unfurl his note, and as you read, it's handwritten, and it reads, and should I do it in Theron's voice or just mine? Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll go with Theron. Theater of the mind. Currid, I respect your decision to leave. I get it. I've had to live like this my whole life, and it hurts me. It hurts me deeply that you have to go. I thought we were friends, especially since you met my sister. If I am surrounded by darkness and death, then surely my sister's the opposite, full of life and light. She is everything that I'm not. But one thing is for certain, however. However you view me, no matter how or if you need me, or us, or for anything at all, find a way to let us know, I will destroy the gods themselves to try and help you. Forever your friend, Theron. Someone simping.
Yeah, I suppose. Just go to just reclose that and
Okay.
get know that, and then yeah, I'll drift back up.
Okay. So as you roll the pussy note back up.
Said how it was.
Whoever hasn't rolled yet, can someone roll a d20 for me to figure out what the next 2 days of your journey are going to look like?
I'm definitely not rolling because last time I got a. Oh, do I need to roll for those planets actually?
You can. We'll just see what the travel roll is first to see.
Well, it was more for like the last 2 days.
I'll say you can. Yeah, sure.
I got
Actually,
Mikey
was
roll.
it I roll or was it you roll? I don't remember.
You roll.
No, I haven't rolled.
Okay, what do I roll?
Sorry, a percentile.
Is it just a d20?
For you, Tara, yeah, just a d20, and that's it.
Okay, 18.
18. Okay.
22.
Nice, okay.
Oh, wait, I need to roll twice now.
Yeah.
Oh, do I need to roll twice? Or...
I thought it was just the once.
I'll...
Yeah, one for each.
Yeah. So, what you notice sprout out of the plant as you are just getting the finishing touches done on your training dummy. Getting it very nice and pretty, but making sure that it's structurally sound enough. You notice through the pot of pleasantness, it begins to create and bloom this dark brown, almost leathery plant. The stalk itself is firm and solid, but the leaves that sort of almost gently just, and in a sense just sadly hang down and away, you notice it's just this very tan and tanned brown coloration to these large leaves. About, I'd say, for you, because you're Goliath and you have big hands, I'd say about half the size of your hand for each leaf. And you only notice there's about 6 or 7 leaves, but they're fairly hefty, and they just look, and you feel them. They have this weird dry, but like dry leathery feel to them.
Yeah. Can I attempt to identify what they are? Since I have got proficiency with herbalism. Get.
Proficiency with a herbalism kit.
Which, if I remember reading right, it gives.
I'll have a quick look to see what
it
herbalism
gives you advantage to checking what a plant or herb is.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if you want to roll an investigation for me, or nature.
I would add my So I add my proficiency, don't I?
Yes, you add your proficiency bonus onto the nature roll.
Which is +4. So nature roll. 14.
Okay, 14, not bad. You are able, after some slight little tests through feel, smell, and then you do sort of like just snap a little bit of one of the leaves off just to taste slightly, and it immediately has this very powerful, dry, just like earthy taste with a little bit of like this weird fiery kick, and you very quickly assume it is pretty much it's one of the only variations of of a almost like a tobacco plant that you know grows more towards Meldon, but also towards the eastern coast of Ferrisweir. As well, you've heard they grow in other, like, you know, sort of tropical islands and areas, but the earth needs to be completely prepped for this kind of plant to grow and thrive, at least to yield the best leaves to make, at least from what you remember, Duke's cigars, for example.
Would I, knowing what I know about it then, would I be able to make some, obviously I wouldn't be able to make a proper cigar, but just a bit of paper just to roll it up?
Roll an intelligence check for me, and we'll see if Rayloff has any intuition on how rolling a cigar works.
No, that's a 3.
You imagine, in your mind, all you're thinking is you get the leaves and you crunch them up and you grind them and you press them over and over into like a small sausage shape, and then you imagine that as soon as you let go, all of those bits will just stay there, and that's how cigars, or Duke's cigars, were made. At least in your mind, maybe it's worth checking in with someone else before.
Yeah, I'll probably go to do that. I was like, maybe I shouldn't do that. I'll just sort of put it in my pocket and just go, yeah, I'll ask later.
Yeah, so add that to your inventory.
What's it called, sorry?
Pretty much, I mean, you can just label it as a tobacco plant.
Okay.
The strain of the tobacco is called wild weed. So if you want to put a wild weed plant, or tobacco plant, completely up to you.
Tobacco plant, wild leaf, and then tobacco plant.
Yeah.
Wild leaf.
No, wild weed.
Wild weed, sorry.
Yeah. But yes, you pocket that. It has 7 solid tobacco leaves for this one.
Add 7 items. Backpack.
Now, Terry, you rolled an 18 for the next 2 days.
I would like to do stuff overnight, being nothing crazy, and that is to, in the form that I am now.
Yes.
And I don't feel sleepy. I'm going to see Gerald's favourite position being on the crow's nest. And I'm going to perch myself there. And I'm going to sit and stay, basically. And I'm going to see if I can keep an eye out. And go inert. Inactive, motionless state.
Okay.
Rather than sleeping.
Alright.
That's my plan. That's only over the night.
Okay.
Yeah. That's going to be my little respite.
Got it. Okay. So you find this. You go up to the crow's nest and you are able to like sit and perch yourself exactly how Gerald did.
Yeah.
It's a little.
Trying to reenact his movements.
You don't really have as free a movement as Gerald does, but just because you're a bigger creature.
Yeah.
But you find a perch, and you find the consciousness to move, to think, to be alert and reactive just goes. You still have a sense of what's around you, and you still can see what's around you. But you find from a life before so full of light and hope, you find this darkness as as all of your vision becomes this murky, blackish red tone to everything, as if you just put a transparent red sheen over everything. You find it comforting, you find it relaxing. Not needed, not necessary, but the darkness around you is nice.
feeling good about myself, and I will. Yeah.
Okay.
Feeling better than I did.
Okay. Are you staying inactive just for the night time?
Yeah. So when it comes to waking up, that's when I'll
Become active
render
again.
myself conscious again,
Okay.
and then that's going to be my go-to place instead of going to the
Got you.
what's
Okay.
it. So
Okay.
I've kind of got a visual aid of the ship when everyone's below.
Okay.
That was my thought.
Got you. No problem. Yeah. So,
Cool.
yeah, as the next day comes by, you do find yourself on that perch again.
Yeah.
A little bit, not really upset, but just a little bit indifferent that darkness is now gone, and you feel a little bit too blatant, as the light is shining down upon you, you just feel a little bit too exposed.
Yeah. So I quickly go down.
But you find your way back down.
Yeah.
Terra,
Yes.
could you roll a d4 for me, please?
I can. A 3.
3. Okay.
Was going to be a 1, but went.
That's good. So, as all of you find the midday sun cresting over and staying at top dead center of the sky above you, with the clear skies around dotted with gentle white clouds, no spots of grey to be seen. Let's see. Gerald. And Gerald, for you initially, you hear way off in the distance. You hear a slight and you notice that sound isn't coming from one thing, but a couple just overlapping each other. And you hear that slightly off in the distance.
I'm actually good to just go. The sludge monster can't be here.
Terra, you begin to hear now as well. Of these,
Sound like Curious evolved.
you hear these multiple like chatters getting louder and louder. You don't see anything in the distance, but all of you now begin to hear clapping of 3 sets of wings.
That's exactly what I was going to ask, was they wing sounds.
Yes.
As I start to recognize more, I'm going to then head on up to the top.
And as you head up to the top and you look around and you hear surrounding you 3 lots, and you see 3 gigantic koadal looming around you. You'll see in a minute.
Oh, what?
Nice.
Excuse me?
Excuse me, what you see, and I will take you to the map.
Yeah, boy.
Can you use that in a sentence?
Yeah. The koadal are scary as fuck. I couldn't get minis for them. What you see is pretty much sky serpents, like Chinese dragons, just slithering through the sky with just 2 jagged sets of wings, one on the upper body and one on the lower, flapping and slithering around and coiling around the other and around themselves, looking at all of you. I want everyone to roll initiative for me.
Where would we come up, by the way? Is it over here?
Completely up to you. From where you enter, it's at the top here.
Okay, so yeah, it would be like here.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that technically on the ballista? Would I have to go forwards?
You'd have to go more forwards to get to the ballista.
Yeah.
Initiative.
I don't have much range. Also, are they size accurate?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
Very big snakes.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna be. Is it right in the middle for the crow's nest?
Yes.
Awesome. That's where I would have gone down. Feeling exposed to the day, I would have gone down. So I'm not perched up. At least that's a good thing. Okay, Raylock, do not jump off the edge of the boat. Please.
okay.
Okay, awesome. Alright,
Should probably roll initiative. That's a good.
probably.
Do I get advantage on initiative? I do have advantage on initiative.
Nice, go for it.
I mean, I did get a 19 on my first roll, so.
I'll see if you get that 20. Okay.
By that I mean that was the dice roll.
We'll happily take it.
Okay, so initiative 25 to 20.
22.
Nice, okay, we're pulling up the front. 20 to 15.
Oh.
Oh, guys.
Come on, guys.
15 to 10.
12.
13.
12 and 13, okay.
Uh,
So who had 13 again, sorry?
Myself.
Okay, so Tara, Gerald. Gerald, would you, with Theron being a part of this, would you like to roll for him as well and control?
I can do. I shall bring up his stats.
Just so you have as many hands as possible.
Yes, please.
also,
Oh, actually, you know,
Do
I
we
should.
have Curate? And do we have the crew?
You don't know yet. You don't see them on the deck with you right now.
I mean, to be fair, the Pledge Arena probably just be working to keep the ship going.
Oh, everything's on the upper deck, isn't it? Oh, actually, I might be doing
Theron
Yeah,
got 25.
Ooh, cool. I think we can do this.
Okay.
Also, they'd probably be waiting on the captain's command.
So, Rayloff, what did you get? You got a 20.
22.
Okay, alright, so Theron is up first.
Yeah, 22.
Okay. Alright,
Oh.
I think we got everyone.
Where's
Okay.
Theron?
Ready. To cry a lot, actually.
Oh yeah, let me see, I'll, hold on, as a campaign. Alright, I think that's, should be free for you to move, Ad, if you want to try.
No, I can't move that.
Okay,
Just myself.
let me just quickly go and edit this.
I'm just reading his spells now. I'm like, shit, I need to decide
Okay,
really quick
try,
what he's doing.
try and move that for me.
Yes,
Yeah,
we are.
and then I'll have to remember when Theron's back to change it back so he can control this character. Okay.
Imagine having to roll high on initiative.
I do have a question to DM. How high are we
Very.
on the floor?
Roll,
Say about the same amount as we.
roll a perception check with disadvantage for me. I'll allow this as like a. I'm not going to use this as like your immediate thing to do, but just over the course of the journey, you can see how
Whatever.
far up you are.
Just 11 is my
11.
lowest.
You could be 1,000 feet up from the ground. You could be 2,500 feet up.
But it's very high.
You are amidst the clouds.
Okay, I'm happy to accept that.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So Theron, top of the round. What would you like to do with Rayloff on deck?
I think not waiting around, he's definitely going to be like, alright, I got this, and he's going to cast minute meteors as his action. So 6 tiny meteors are going to appear above Theron, sort of doing like a mini halo thing there. And right, then 2 of these meteors are going to rise up higher as I cast the bonus action to actually fire them, and 2 of them are going to fire off over at the stake on the right. Let's go with.
Okay, just for ease, let me just freehand. There's
That's
one.
basically a better magic missile.
Kind of.
There you go. Can you see that 1, 2, and 3 on there?
Yes. Number 2.
Okay.
Not the best colour choice.
It's my it's just default. So Theron, okay, so you are aiming for number 2?
And it must make a dexterity saving throw for twice. That's it, just once or twice? You can spend 1 or 2 meters. Yeah, so twice.
Okay. Okay. So dexterity save twice, right?
Yes.
Okay. First one. Fucking super low roll. Dex save. 8.
8, that fails, so it takes 9 points of fire damage for that.
Okay, and that's number 2, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I take 9. Yep. Okay. And the second dex save to try and avoid the second meteor. Okay, that was way better. 21.
That saves, so it only takes 4 damage for this one.
Okay.
You did 3. Because I'm assuming it's 7 halved.
No, that was 9 halved.
Oh, is it 9 halved? Sorry, yeah.
I rolled 9 twice for the damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was wrong both times. Cool.
Alright, so as Theron begins to cast, and you see building up in his hand as he reaches up, and you see these large meteors just rain down, and you see this coatl that's just slithering and just serpentining through itself, coiling, wrapping around itself, but never tying itself up. You see those 2 meteors slam into it, and you see part of their scales just ignite and burn off slightly. You hear a loud grumble and almost quaking the ship as the coatl just like writhes slightly before setting its sights right on Theron. And you notice as it turns, you see this vicious maw that comes to a, like almost as much of a point as your beak, Gerald, with jagged fangs that curl inwards and slight ridges coming from the front of the tooth, just to lock and claw in, and these very like narrow, like squinting eyes that just pierce straight down to all of you.
I think Theron, he'll run up to the top deck, a bit more up the stairs here,
Okay.
and then that'll end his turn now.
Alright, Rayloff, you are up. What would you like to do?
First of all, is the blister loaded?
Theron would know, because he was the last to touch it.
I mean, it's right in front of me. Do I see it's loaded?
Yeah, it is loaded. Because I'm trying to remember from last time with Theron using it. Yeah, it's loaded.
I have a question to DM. Is the position of where they are in consideration of how far they are away from the ship?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Just because as they come out of the clouds and they are just straight ambush around all of you. Yeah.
Not a problem.
Will it take an action to aim and fire, or would I only be able to aim?
You would be able to aim and fire with an action. It takes an action to reload as well.
Not
if you do it on your own.
then I'll go to it. Get on the boy. Yeah. Because I don't know how much it'll turn. So I will attempt to turn it to aim at the right.
Okay, yeah, so...
I would assume it would be.
Very easily, you hear the sort of like, the kind of like half swivel, half cog device at the bottom, used as a swivel. As you rack it around, you hear... and it locks perfectly in line with that cradle, and you just pull the lever back, and you see the bolt. Can you roll a attack roll for me? Can you and just add? I'm trying to think of what. Oh no, I just had Theon do a ranged attack. I think when he used the ballista. I think.
I believe so. It was just because it was on hope luck. Because he was so far away.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah. So I'll say, if anyone wants to make a note of this, when you use the ballista, it's a D20, and it's a +4 to hit.
Okay. So it doesn't take into account my
So it doesn't take in. Yeah. None of your stats. It is just the ballista as a tool.
Not a problem.
And a plus of a D4.
No, just +4. +4 to attack.
You know what? Now I'm gonna use my inspiration to reroll that because that was a 4.
Okay. All right. So reroll.
That was terrible. This better be better. That was much better. 17 to hit. Still probably doesn't hit. Does
17 as you just in that moment you feel slightly inspired as you aim and you see that bolt just like a spear through the air, and as it's getting closer and closer to the Coatl, you notice one of its eyes just look over, and as it does, you notice the coil of its body just like almost like begins flipping and circling itself, and just make one small opening through the coiled body to just, and you just watch that large spear of a bolt just down into the sea below. That was your action.
It was indeed.
A question while it's on the ballista. Sorry to ask. If it was to be manned by 2 people, would it be able to reload as a bonus action, or would it be?
It would be. What I would count it as is, rather than anyone like readying or preparing or anything, if two of you decided to man it together, it would take the user's initial bonus action, and on your turn on that round, it would take your bonus action away.
That's fine. Okay.
Can I prepare to load it then, if someone else wanted to go onto it and fire?
Right now, because you're on your own, if you were to prepare it, you need an action. You need to prepare an action.
No, I mean, like, could I prepare to use my bonus action to help them reload?
I'm gonna say no on that one, because it's really tough for me to think, because when you say I'm going like ready or prepare, that's using your action to get ready to do something.
I was just trying to push the rules a little bit. And
I appreciate the candor.
I'll just stay ready on it, so I can hop on it in a second, like just quickly grab it.
Okay.
Or also stay out of the way in case someone wants to try and load it.
Got it. Okay.
Or if they want to but I'll be there so that if they do want to use that bonus action, I can just then fire on mine.
Okay, awesome.
What I will do, I don't know if that would help actually. Yeah, so I've done an attack, so I don't have to worry about that. So I will go into rage.
Okay, yeah. Just as you miss the shot and you just feel it boiling inside you, and you just in that just one grunt, you see the eyes and just cover you, that mist just emanating from your mouth, and you feel that freezing, cold, boiling rage flowing through you. Okay, so all of you begin to hear from below deck 5 sets of feet. As you notice, and I'll see if I can grab some quick minis. If it wants to give me the mini. It really does not want to. Hold on.
How fast can the captain move the ship if he uses the special captain action?
You're not sure?
Only the crew, only the captain knows.
There you go. Okay, cool. Finally. The minis didn't want to load up. Alright.
Actually, mark off my rage. That's a good idea.
Okay, so initially, as the 5 sets of feet charge up the stairs and onto the top deck, you see all 5 Pledrine. You see the broader, dark-haired Pledrine just come out, and you notice, rather than their drawn scimitars, you notice each one of them are carrying a short bow each, and a quiver of arrows.
Nice.
And they begin to charge. You see the dark-haired Pledrine just move one arm with a gesture of a hand as he looks back at 2, and looks at the others and just holds up a fist. And you notice 2 of the Pledrine. I know it's going to be really squashed, so I'm just going to put them up there. 2 of the Pledrine straight away go to just go next to you, Rayloff, and instantly grabbing another ballista bolt and crank and just reload it in that moment, using both of their actions, although both their bonus actions, to load the thing.
Okay.
And then, you notice as the other... there's 5 of them, yeah. So the dark-haired Pledrine, as well as 2 others next to him, as he holds up his fist, you can see his eyes quickly scan around for you, Gerald.
Yeah.
And as he catches you on the just on the sort of slightly raised part of the deck, just next to the ballista, and you just see his eyes look straight to the one that you've been attacking currently, and then back to you.
I will immediately point at that one.
And you just see the Pledrine just push his hand forward, and almost in unison, all 5 just get this weird sense, not even looking at the dark-haired Pledrine, and all in unison, and all just fire an arrow. So that is 5 short bow
I was going
attacks.
to ask, did one of them on the ballista fire it?
No, they both loaded.
They both use their bonus action to load.
Okay, so your next turn will be goal. Because it would be 3 men would be operating. That makes sense. What else?
Yeah, because they're using their bonus action to load, and they're following command to fire. So fire arrows. So 5. Okay, so the first one. So it's +2. Okay, that one just hits. That one doesn't. That one doesn't. And that one doesn't. The last one, natural 20. Okay, so 2 hit.
He must have been the captain of them all.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look.
He was the one that ushers the attack.
Fucking low roll. First one deals 3 points of damage.
3's better than none. 3's better than none.
To Coeddle 2. And the natural 20, which is double the dice. Or double the dice. rolled. So that is nice. Okay, 3, 6. Okay, that's 8 points of damage onto that one. Okay. So in this moment, as all of you, you just watch in unison, almost like clockwork, like a machine, well-oiled. All of them draw an arrow, aiming up, and all. Gerald, you notice this. Even the Pladrine that have just finished loading the ballista and cranked it. As soon as you see in the corner of your eye the dark-haired Pladrine make that signal, all of them just turn, just instinctively, and aim right. Not even looking, just aim right towards where the serpent is, or where the attack is being led, and fire. You notice majority of the arrows do get either skirted around by this coatl as it just keeps coiling around, or they do impact, but just and just hit off the tough hide armor of this beast. A couple do sink in, and you do notice a very slight and minor from the coatl before it still stare. All of them now begin to stare and close in on all of you. So, number 2 is going to move in. To you, Rayloff.
Okay.
Number 3 is going to move in to one of the Pladrine here. And number 1 is... let's have a look. Number 1 is going to go to the mast. So... Alright. So, let's see. Number 2 that's going to rail off is going to attempt a... bite attack on you. Right. That's not gonna hit you. 11 to hit? No. Well, shit. Doesn't matter.
I wanted to do damage.
Yeah. Number 3 is going to the one of the bottom Pladrine at the stern of the ship. Going for a bite attack. That definitely fucking hits. Okay. So, okay. So the let me actually do one thing real quick. You notice as the coatl just serpentines down and begins to coil and lengthen itself and stretch out as it just slithers downwards. You notice as it goes and it bites and it makes contact with one of the Pladrine. But as it does, and it latches onto part of the body, it very quickly lets go, just a nip. And you notice this Pladrine and just slams down to the deck. Unconscious. The one going towards the mast. You know what, Tara? I love you, but the coatl don't.
I'm not on it.
No. You're not. Yeah. You're just on the bottom, just next to it, right?
Yeah. But if I have to take a hit, I have to take a hit.
Okay.
I'm not a god yet.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Roll a.
This is what it definitely hits. So that's what you're saying.
No. Roll a d20 for me. If it's 10 or below, the attack's on you. If it's 11 or higher, it's on the mast.
Okay, no problem. It's 12.
Okay.
Very, very close.
So on the mast. Okay. You see the Quaddle, sort of like, as it serpentines down to you, Tara, and you look up, and compared to you, even compared to the ship, these things are gigantic.
Yeah.
As the head must be, just the head alone, must be easily 12 feet from nose to the neck, or to where it joins to the body.
Yeah.
As the lashing thin tongue just lashes out towards you, the head stops for a second and just sneers at you, as the rest of the body turns around and just wraps around, and in a second, just you see the scales almost harden as it constricts around the solid mast, and it doesn't break, but you do hear a very audible, and you see, all you hear on the top of your head is just of all just bits of like wood shavings and things that have just been just little bits of wood that have been pushed and forced out, and just this wood debris just raining down upon you for a slight moment before the Quaddle just looks down and unfurls slightly, staring towards you. That is all of their turns. Terra, you are up with Gerald on deck.
I would like to do a sneaky move, if that's okay with you. When he's released from the clench, I want to try to jump on it if it's close enough.
It is close enough.
Then that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, roll a dex check for me, please.
Yes. Natural 20 is a +2.
Okay.
22.
Yeah. Very easily, as just as it's unfurling, and even though you don't grab the exact like end of the tail at the bottom, you notice as the tail unfurls, it's got so much more body around the mast. You have plenty opportunity to leap and jump, and as you do, you catch on and sort of wrap your body over a thinner part of its body, just near the end, but not right at the tip. And you latch on, and you feel your body just pulled forward and to the side, as you are now on the back of this Quaddle.
Oh, it's lovely. And then I'm going to. When it moves, I'm going to use my action of Wall of Fire in front of it. So when it passes through, when it goes to move to its next moves, the wall is going to be in front of it, so it's literally got nowhere to go apart from through it. That I'm going to ready my action.
Okay. Do you need to center the wall on something solid, or is it just anywhere?
It just says you create a wall of fire. Ignore me. It says on a solid surface within range. I will pull that out then.
You can choose the ship.
I could, but it's made of fire.
Yeah.
And the ship is made out of wood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Any chance it's raining really heavily?
Yeah, all of a sudden. No, I'll if I can, I'll pull that out.
Okay, that's fine.
Can I conjure an animal within it?
Within the Quaddle?
Very angry ferret.
What little mini snakes inside of the big snake?
Literally.
You know what?
Or something fucking.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna say yeah. Go for it.
Okay, cool. That's my biggest thing.
And Gerald, you're on deck as well.
I can't do anything stupid. I say that as I. What's it? Oh, is this going to be juicy? Okay, cool. I'm going to summon. Because it's only a challenge an 8th. Because I like pain and pain is what's in me. Even though it's an 8th and the thing is 8 beasts of the challenge quarter, I'm going to summon 8 blood hawks within it.
Okay.
Scattered at different points. So it will, and it says, the Bloodhawk fiercely attacks almost any animal, stabbing it with its stagger-like beak. Bloodhawks flock together in large numbers, attacking it to take down prey. So it's just going to keep picking at them from within.
Okay. So, I'll say then, as you summon, you don't see them.
Yeah, no, because
But
I'll literally channel it within.
yes. You notice the coatl that you're on as it's coiling. You notice that sort of fluid, water-like motion of the body just coiling around and straightening, and again, like Chinese dragon-esque, as it very quickly.
Just gonna hold on for dear life.
I want you, for each of those Bloodhawks, because they make one attack, right?
So there'll be 8 of them.
Yes.
But they have pack tactics.
Okay.
And I can only put it for a 30-foot radius if I'm right. 30-foot span. Let me just confirm of this. It says 60, but I can fit it in within that 60. Yeah. So it's 60 foot of length, but 5
okay.
Foot, 5 foot.
All right. And do they have one attack each?
They do have. It's just beak.
Okay, well, because they are inside the body of the coatl.
They do have advantage. That is the only thing.
Because they are on the inside of the body, where it is very soft and very squishy and gooey. They're not gonna miss.
Okay.
As not that anyone can see, even Terra yourself, you can't see this, but these little Bloodhawks just and latch on with their talons onto the inner stomach lining and the inner sort of carcass of the coatl, and they just rear back and just a stab with their sharp pointed beaks. I want you to just roll damage for 8 of those successful beak attacks and add it up.
Yeah. No worries.
Now get a roll, see if he gets a 20.
And then Gerald, you're on deck as well.
That is true. Could I roll 1d20 to see if I get a crit? Or if they get a crit?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
No. Close. 19.
Well, because you're on the inside, yes. Yeah. But it's worth always testing the waters and seeing if
Very
you can
much
get
so,
that.
very much so. Anyway, okay, so
yes.
I'll do that if you want to carry on, and I'll...
Okay, so Gerald, you are up. You notice that Terra is now aboard and on top one of the coatl's back. You see one towards Rayloff, and the one to the far stern of the ship, where the bottom Pladrine, I'll just move him down a little bit, is completely unconscious, and not even what you see just across the ship. His body's intact, not really much of a wound, but he is just flat unconscious. What would you like to do? As you hear incantations from the back of a coatl, as Terra is there, you see her metallic form shimmering in the sunlight, hanging on for dear life, but also just concentrating on her druidic arcane.
Right, I am definitely going to shout out first, repel them as best we can. I will not accept any deaths. And from this, afterwards, Gerald's going to cast Major Image through, basically on himself. And a gold light is going to sort of shimmer up through Gerald, through this image, and then it's just going to come out and make a 20-foot long gold dragon. And it is going to roar as loud as possible. It can't cause damage or death, but it's then just going to roar out across, trying to scare these clouds.
Okay, so roll a intimidation check for me with that image of a golden light shimmering out and expanding, and the wings of a golden dragon and just roar, and you feel the ship below you just bellow and quake.
That is
40
a
damage.
21 in intimidation.
Okay, so it's 21 for intimidation. And how much damage, Terra?
40.
40, and that was to number 1.
That was to, yes.
Okay.
The one
That hits
I'm on.
hard.
Let me just jump on it.
Yeah.
I'm on the tail part, aren't I? I'll just
Yeah.
keep myself where the tail
Perfect,
ends.
yeah, perfect. Try to do quick maths. Okay. Yeah, that hit really hard. You notice that the quaddle under you
Yeah.
stops, and you notice it begin to just shake. It's not doing a delicate dance in the sky. It is stuttering and shaking below you.
Super sexy. They better stutter.
Alright, Gerald. 21, so I will do a I'll do an intelligence check. Or what would you deem a stat to roll against intimidation if I was to challenge it?
I'd say wisdom or intelligence. Though.
Okay. Well, we'll go with wisdom then. Is that good? Or intelligence, your choice.
Go wisdom, because let's see if they're wise enough to figure out it's fake.
Okay. So, Coadal number 1. I mean, that's a natural 19. That saves already, right?
It's got a -5. It's okay.
Oh, no, sorry, it's a
Well,
21, wasn't
technically,
it?
if you go off the
Yeah, your roll is
physical
21.
interaction immediately goes on that. But if you're going off my spell safety, DC, yeah, 16.
No, sorry, because you rolled the 21 intimidation.
21,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so 19, and then it's plus stuff in it. Yeah, that's a wisdom save, 26 on that.
Okay.
So,
Down
just
a
one.
picture wrong, my dude.
Quaddle number 2. It rolls a 2, plus 7, 9. That fails. And the third, that is a fucking 6 plus 7, 13. No. So you notice 2 of them immediately look to the illusionary image of this golden dragon, this gigantic, colossal beast roaring above them. And the 2 Coadal just look straight and stop where they are. And just look up, shocked and in that fight or flight mode for a moment. While the one under you, Terra,
Yeah.
is still aggressive, still active, but shaking under you with the pain of its internal organs being chewed and pecked.
I liked it.
So, for the next round, Gerald, or for this coming round, Coadal 2 and 3 are incapacitated.
Oh,
Yes. Does that mean a melee attack is an auto crit? I don't remember.
Just look on D&D Beyond, it's on conditions.
that you can do, Chris. Because if so, it's going to hurt. The next hit is going to hurt hard.
Well, yeah, I've got brutal.
Yeah,
brutal
they
crit
can't
on
take
that, haven't I?
actions or reactions.
Do you know what the worst part? Well, it doesn't matter, I suppose, but incapacitated. Can't take actions. Okay, no, there's nothing about it having a advantage or auto crit. It's just they can't take actions or reactions.
Alright.
Even so, one less action is always good. Got 2 off
Okay.
as well, well played.
Awesome, so top of the round. Unless Gerald, you got anything else you want to do? Move? Or...
I will move, actually, and also use my bonus action to get the extra movement needed to move to this pledgerine that's collapsed.
Okay, are you tumbling or no?
Yes, tumble is the bonus.
I hate you. Okay,
Yes.
doesn't matter.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I just have a quick question. Would I have seen the Pladgerine fall to the ground?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I mean, you're on a bit of a raised portion where the blister is. You can see pretty much down the entire ship to a degree.
Okay. Would I have seen him sort of take the hit and then a few seconds after then fall?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would be able to assume something from that. That's fine.
Okay. Awesome.
It
Theon.
was more if I couldn't see it then.
Oh yeah, no, you can see it because you're raised up, and as the
Yeah.
as the Pladrine were loading, and you were sort of getting ready to fire, you were looking around the ship and looking at the Coatl that are very quickly surrounding and getting closer. But yes, you do see that. Top of the round, Theron.
Theron, first it's good to use his bonus action to, because if he's there, so from the dragon's mouth, essentially, he's going to cast the meteors to come out to look like it's firing fireballs through the mouth. So yeah, that's 2 more dex saving throws at number 2, please.
Okay, so number 2, first dex save. That's a non-natural 20.
Succeeds, so only takes 5 damage.
And the next one is higher, natural 17, 22.
And takes 5 again.
Alright, so let's click on number 2, take away 7,
We-
10 damage.
Do we also need to roll for the major image?
You know it's not going to hurt you.
I'd say because it's an ally one. I mean, if
Probably
you,
see Gerald.
I mean, you
do his action.
you saw Gerald create the incantation.
Okay, I saw Shell cast it, so
Yeah.
I would know. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
It just Theon want to move whatsoever.
He's not going to move, but he is, as his action, now going to cast Synaptic Static. Or I can't think of any good puns actually to just use, so he's not going to point and call again at number. No, we'll turn around this time and we'll cast it at number 3.
3,
No,
okay.
1.
1.
Come
Are you
on,
sure?
I get it right this time.
Okay.
He's going to cast it at 1. He's going to point it like slightly below so that it's exploding upwards because it's 20-foot radius. I know Tara's on there.
Sure.
Even the head's fine.
But it's a
No
20-foot
way.
radius sphere.
Ah, no worries.
Yeah.
I am technically above it, so it will take the blow.
Either way, an explosion underneath is just like this large thunder shock is just going to explode underneath, racking on all of its underside. It must make an intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence,
If
okay.
it has an intelligence of 2 or lower, it can't be affected by this spell.
It's higher.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
Right, intelligence. You're not actually really good. 21 to save.
It succeeds, so it takes half damage.
Okay.
So, right, 10, 11, 13, 17, 20, hold on, next 2, 22, 25, halves, 12
Okay.
points of thunder damage.
I think.
That's awesome. So, as Theron points just below the belly of this Coatl, and Terry, you look and you see this streak of lightning just,
Yeah.
and just under the form of the creature that you're riding and that you're standing on, you hear a very just. You hear an extraordinary electric burst, just, and it just rattles underneath, and you feel some heat from this electrical blast underneath this Coatl, as it does seem to catch on to where it's being aimed and raises its belly, and the body just almost like bends away from the damage, away from the explosion, catching it still barely, and you feel in your fingertips a slight shock of static as the electricity just rattles along its entire form. Right now, as you're riding it as well, just with your passive perception, you would estimate that the length from nose to tail, roughly about 40 feet in total. In length.
Pretty long.
It's a long...
Oh, but
it's a long
I have a
bit.
question.
Yes.
Due to the curse that I have on me,
Mm-hmm.
the wording is whenever a ranged weapon attack is made against the target within 10 feet of you.
Okay.
Does that include me making a ranged attack?
No. I'll
Okay.
yeah. I'll assume. Yeah. I'll assume it'll be anyone except for the one who is cursed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
But I will say, Rayloff, just as soon as Theron cast that that static explosion underneath the Quaddle, just as you're readying yourself and about to act, all of you begin to hear from the distance, just a thunderous flapping of wings. And just on the outside of the clouds around you, you see this colossal silhouette. Just spread wings, a long, jagged neck, and a vicious, sharp head and maw. The tail hanging down and fluttering behind it. 12 feet long, the tail alone, as this colossal creature gliding past. Easily you notice this form, and you see the very easy to spot features of an ancient dragon, as the silhouette just glides behind the clouds. You feel the air shift around you, and the ship itself and the Quaddle begin to cower slightly as the ship shakes, almost throwing everyone off. And you hear that rumble deep in your ears, deep in your feet. As the one large form coasts past you.
What color is it?
You don't see it right now as it's behind clouds and just a silhouette.
Stay.
But as the rumble continues, and it quietens ever so slightly as it coasts past and away, that's where we're going to take a quick break. And we're going to come back to pick up from there.
Oh, cool.
Oh, we love
love
combat. We love combat. Merry Christmas.
This one. Oh, yeah.
Merry Christmas, here's a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Santa brought me a present, it's a dragon!
Yeah. I knew that sounds so right. Dragon?
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, this is fucking awesome. Everyone, thank you very much for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed it. This is fun as fuck. We always love big fights like this. But anyway, we are going to take a quick break, quick intermission to go use the bathroom, get some snackies. So go do the same, and we'll see you back in just a short while. Okay, welcome back. And as we come back into this episode, the Companions of Fate are deep in a frenzy and a fray as these three estranged Coadl have begun to attack the Brown Barnacle and ambush all of you. And just as you are giving some pushback, whether that's filling their insides with little blood hawks, or launching arrows and large blister bolts, or casting a giant golden dragon illusion to scare them, the one thing that catches all of you off guard is a giant rumble in the sky and under your feet as you see the silhouette the size of an ancient dragon coast behind the clouds, shaking the ship, causing the Coadl, who aren't already incapacitated, to just tremble and stop for just this moment. And just as all of you felt that gust of wind hurl out of nowhere, just from the presence of this form coasting by, shaking the vessel entirely, you all hang on, and this is where we pick it back up. So, Rayloff, you are up. What would you like to do?
Probably take a second just to look at where the dragon was / went. Has it flown past at this point?
It's flown past. It came past the bow of the ship, but still behind clouds. I'd say a good 50 feet away from you, and away from the ship.
Okay. Right. Probably, yeah, just sort of take a minute to look, but not really seeing much. I'm just gonna go back to what I wanted to do, and I'm assuming if I tried to make a range attack with the ballista, it would be disadvantage.
You'll have to find out.
Yes. I'm gonna just slash it with my halberd twice.
Okay, awesome. So,
And that's the incapacitated one.
yes, that's because 2 and
Two of
3,
them are on.
2 and 3 are incapacitated. 1 is still kicking. So, there's no advantage because of incapacitation. But
No, that's fine. What I will do is I will do what's the word? Reckless attack.
okay, awesome. Go for it. Roll with advantage. And then
Noise.
yeah. Nice.
And I did advantage. Jesus. Oh wait, hold on. Oh. So. Hold on. Oh. There we go. Okay, yeah. So. Well, yeah, the first one would be 25 to hit.
That does hit.
Second one is only 14, which would probably
Unfortunately
miss.
doesn't hit. The first one jams straight in, and as you go for the second, you notice the serpent body just coils out again, and just your halberd meets air. But for the first one, roll for damage for me.
Wow, that was a really bad one. Yeah, that's fine then. Actually, I just thought I can also re-roll that, I believe. No, I cannot, because I don't have, yeah. Then I will just, so that is 10 slashing damage.
Okay. You do notice in this moment as you carve in and you pull out, you feel that there should be a larger wound, and you notice the Coadl doesn't take as much damage as you thought it would, as it does like recoil slightly, but still fairly confident.
So as my bonus action, to take out my potion of poison resist, I'll just sort of hold it up, just for everyone to see, and I'll take a chug.
Okay.
Use one of the uses of it.
Awesome. Okay, so you just and just chug down. You now have the effects from that potion.
Yeah, and then I will move away from the snake.
As you
About 15 feet.
Yeah, and
he can't take the reaction.
and you move away, and you can see this kind of like this twitching and lashing out of the tongue. But the form itself just can't bring itself to move any closer to you, as the large image of that golden dragon above still stays.
Yeah.
But good turn. So
Would you say that's 15? No, I need to move back further. Ignore me.
in this,
Definitely 15.
as the Pladrine begin to act, the brown-haired one and the one next to him that are still up, towards the starboard side of the ship, they
I've
just
got a tab of just bits because I have no idea.
yeah, and they just both like looking over to you, Gerald, and wait and just waiting for your order, but at the same time they just reach forward and just knock an arrow back and just let them fly.
Who are they shooting at?
Coadon number 3. The first one
Okay,
misses, and the second one misses, unfortunately. However, you know what? The two Pladrine up top, they are, as the Coadal is right next to them, and you see the face is just snarling at them. They turn the ballista slightly, and just pointing at its head, they just let the lever fly.
They could shoot twice, technically, if they both use bonus action to reload. Does mean that they would have to spend...
Yeah, it's both the bonus actions and one of their actions.
So the first one hits. Right, 10. 13. 13. 16. Okay, 20 points of damage from that ballista bolt. To Quaddle number 2. Fuck me. Number dose. And the Pladrine are going to act efficiently as soon as that one's fired, before even looking or taking any mind or paying any attention to what the Quaddle does or if it even hits. One Pladrine is loading, is just like almost like jerk pressing the ballista bolt, and as he just overhead presses it up and over and on, the other one is ratcheting the lock and the wheel, and they are going to try and fire again.
Better than that.
That one definitely hits. Okay, alright, cool. Tight. Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, so, okay, 12. And 26 points of piercing damage to the to Quaddle number 2. Okay. Alright. So that is those are the Pladrine's turns done. Let me just have a look real quick. The Pladrine that is down and unconscious is still down and unconscious, unmoving. You notice the chest kind of slowly rising and falling, but they are flat out.
Yeah.
With their turns done, okay, it's the Coadal. So, oh wait, no, this is rather incapacitated for. So number
It's just
2
number
and 3 cannot do anything. 1, however,
Yeah.
it's going to attempt a bite attack on you, Terra, and
Okay.
you notice as it's like shaking and trembling, and you're further on its back. You're looking around at the ship and you're looking down, and before you know it, you turn to the left and you see its face as the body is coiled and staring right back at you, looking over itself. And it's going to try and bite you.
Okay. Is there a chance they could bite itself? With it being so small in comparison to its gigantic.
We'll see.
Okay. If it rolls shit.
That is a. Sorry, hold on. 14 to hit.
Doesn't it?
Okay.
I have a cheeky question.
Okay.
Is that technically in range of the snake?
No. Sorry.
That's fine.
I appreciate the hustle again, but it's worth asking though.
It's hard to tell where the actual
Yeah.
area is.
Yeah, no, I get that. But Terra, as the jaw and the elongated, thin serpent tongue lashes out, you duck down low and hold onto its body, and you just hear that almost like a bear trap, just above your head before it rears back and staring down at you on its body.
Yep.
It's going to, knowing it's not going to pick up any ground,
Yeah.
it's going to start moving away. I'd say it gets about there for its turn.
Okay.
You don't know if it's going to rear back and coast around or not, but right now it is just turning and just bolting for the clouds as you're on
Which
top
one
of it.
is the plantain that had been knocked down unconscious?
This one.
Cool, thank you. I thought it was. I just wanted to confirm.
Okay.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Or because of the fucking incapacitation, all of the Coadal's turns are done. Yay! Terra, you are up with Gerald on deck.
Okay. So, because I'm super fucking awesome, as it's flying away, I'm going to go to get the thought of Taitai using the health to do one summer course, realizing in movements that it's not going to work. I'm going to use Healing Words to put a D4 plus 4 onto the plantain that is unconscious.
Onto the Pladrine.
Yeah, that's unconscious.
Okay.
I rolled a 3. He gets 7 HP.
Okay, nice.
The Bloodhawks are going to continue their. What's it? I don't know if you want me to do it first and then them to go next. It's up to you.
They can go first.
Okay. I will have to roll them again.
Sure. Well, if you want, then do you want Terra to
Do
do
what?
stuff and then Bloodhawks
It
after?
would be faster for me to
Yeah.
do it and then just
Okay.
do what we did
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah, let's do that.
My thought was that I'm going to, holding on with one, I'm going to produce flame and throw it at its head or as close as I can of 30
Okay.
feet.
All right. Well, I will say then. It is a ranged attack, and you are flying. and you're out on its
But
back.
I'm throwing at it.
Yeah.
As in, but at a distance.
Yeah. I will say... Gerald, can you roll a d20 for me? 10 or lower, disadvantage. 11 or higher is advantage.
20.
Advantage.
Oof.
There you go.
There's a fantasy.
Does he
Yeah.
get advantage on it? 'Cause it's a 20?
Okay, 15 was my highest with +8 of 23.
That does hit.
That does
So
hit.
roll for damage.
Let me just quickly yeah, awesome, thank you.
And don't forget, Gerald, you're on deck as well.
D8. And because we're that high 11, are we? You're D8s. And the first one's an 8, yes baby. 2, trash. 10 damage.
Nice.
Fire damage, I'm
You
assuming.
notice
Fire damage,
as the flames take hold of its head, as it hits, you lead the shot, and just with the speed, you see the firebolt and just wrap around its face, into its mouth, into its eyes and nose, and you see the smoke just bellow from it.
Nice.
And you can tell it's looking a little hurt.
Down. Let's
And-
hope that this
Yeah.
makes it cry.
There's still got 100 HP left, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little hurt, it's still 1,000. Okay, I don't know if you want to carry on and then let me
Okay,
tell
yeah,
you
sure.
what happens.
Yeah, Gerald,
Just to keep it going.
you're up. What would you like to do?
Right, so especially with the dragon having gone past, I'm going to give the order essentially this like, right, everybody back down. We are not fighting a dragon on top of this, and I would like to use my bonus action to tumble, action to pick up the Pledgerine and start dragging him
Okay.
towards the thing.
Alright, so you'll be dragging at half speed.
Yeah, so we get 35 out of that.
Okay. Alright.
So I can get him. Actually, if we include the steps, don't we? So I can get to about there.
Where do you want him?
About yeah,
About there with you?
where I am essentially.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
with
just knock
me.
him there to the side of you. Okay. Awesome.
Funnily enough, the exact same amount of damage of 40.
Terra,
Yes.
just for this coaddle,
Yeah.
how do you want to do this?
It's gonna cry inside. It's gonna, because it will be from the Bloodhawks.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to keep digging and digging and digging. The actions is gonna look more robotic-y as it's getting pushed from within out, and then the final blow would just be a simultaneous ball
Okay.
come out of one side,
Awesome.
ball come out of another.
All of you see this coaddle trying to escape and shuddering, and a ball of flame hurling from its back, from Terra, and into its own face, before you see the coaddle begin to stop and coil and shudder, and you just hear just a rattling, just screeching, as the body just coils up and begins to stretch out and shake, and you see part of its scales just indents coming out and further, pushing the skin away from the body. And just in a moment, as it slightly goes limp for a second in the sky, and you see as a flock of these hawks just simultaneously burst out of the carcass and the body of this coaddle, and you just hear as the entire flock just flutters out, leaving the coaddle lifeless, and you hear that screech go silent as the form begins to plummet straight down.
Yep.
Good thing the druid's on there, so we can put that change into a hawk and fly.
Let me just what's it? Because this may save my my bin. It's currently what I'm wearing. If it takes an action, then no matter. No, it doesn't say anything about an action. Knowing that it killed it, I'll clip my boots, and I'll hover.
Okay. So you
I'll fly with the hook.
you let go,
Yeah.
and you just watch this colossal form. It doesn't get smaller too quickly the further it goes away, just of how immense it is.
Could I grab 2 of the scales as I click my heels? So the weight of it pulls it off, or is it too?
The scales are going to be way too attached.
It'll slip out my hands then.
Yeah.
I'm happy to take the.
And if you did get to one of the wounds where the blood hooks came out of, it would just be slick with blood and
It's all cool.
right out your hands.
No, cool.
Good
No
good
worries.
question though. That would have been awesome.
Awesome. That will fully end my turn. No
Okay.
extras on that.
So
I know you
Quaddle
carried
1.
on already, like.
Yeah. Awesome. Quaddle 1 is gone. And it just plummets through the skyline to nothingness. Gerald, have you finished your turn as you tumble and flip and hurl yourself across the ship, grabbing the unconscious Pladrine and just dragging him near enough all the way to the stairs?
Yes, that is all of my turn, though.
Okay, awesome. Right.
And of course, I've been instructed them to go down.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Theron, top of the round. Theron is up.
Theron first is going to sort of clasp his hands together and make a bigger ball of fire as he is going to cast Chromatic Orb at 4th level.
Okay.
And he is going to hurl that along with firing the other 2, the last 2 meteors. We'll stick with number 2 and we'll throw it at that.
Okay. Awesome. All right.
Does the curse affect magic ranged attacks? Although it does say
It's a weapon.
it does say ranged weapon attack, so
No, weapon attacks.
Right.
Glad that's
So,
not.
the Chromatic Orb, what's it done?
Is it
Just
an
wanted to
attack roll?
check.
Yeah, I'm just looking at what it is. You make a ranged spell attack roll, so that is 17.
17 misses, unfortunately, as the chromatic orb, as Theron, you lob it overhead, and you see the ball of flame, and it just coasts over the head of this Quaddle as it easily slithers down and under it.
But as it ducks down, these 2 fireball meteors are going to come around and explode right at it then.
Okay.
And that is 2 more dex saving throws.
Fantastic. Okay. First deck save. Why am I rolling shit? 8. Which fails.
Fail. So that's 11 points of fire damage there.
Alright. I'll adjust that 11 for number 2. Oh. Alright. And the second deck save. Oh yeah, natural 18, 23.
Yeah, so it takes 4 points of fire damage for that one.
Okay. You notice as the chromatic orb, as Theron, as he hurls it over, and then with a slight grin and a glint of the sun in his glasses, and it just sheens across, 2 meteors and collide with this Quaddle, pushing its form down and nearly below the top deck of the ship. And you see the burnt, charred form of this Quaddle barely hanging on. And you see just the rage in its eyes, the fear, but the will to fight still there. And still looking towards Theron now, and the Pladrine in front of it.
Well, Theron is going to use his movement to go down then. And he'll go to the entrance, but I feel like Theron would not go down until everyone else
Yeah.
exits. So he's
Sounds-
going to
sounds like
stand at
Theron.
the entrance.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Okay. After, as Theon, just as you see the meteors, you hurl the chromatic orb, leaving the meteors to do their work. You spin on your heel and you sprint for the stairs, and you just almost skid on your heels against the wood, and just look back and wait for all of your allies to return and go through. And just as Theon is looking around, he looks to you, Rayloff, and then the Pladrine, and then back to Gerald. In that moment, as he's looking at you in almost desperation, all of you feel that rumble. And this time, I want all of you on top deck to roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please. And as the silhouette of the dragon now coasts above you, from under, coasting up diagonally, and the gust of wind pushes the entire bow of the ship backwards a little bit. So I want to see if you guys can hang on.
Is this technically something I can see? Because I would see the ships all doing that.
Yeah.
So I get advantage then. Nice.
Yeah, danger sense, baby.
Doesn't matter. I rolled the same thing twice. Yeah.
Do I need to roll anything with me being literally in the open?
No.
Set on.
Theron gets a 13, and I got a 25.
Okay. Rayloff,
I rolled 2 8s.
what's the total? Is it just 8?
Well, sorry, no, the total's 8. I rolled 2 5s.
Okay, yeah, okay. So, Rayloff and one Pladrine at the back, you are pushed back. I'll just knock you here.
Okay.
And both of you, as you just can't find your bearings, as the ship just begins to keel backward, and you can't find any grip, and you just begin to slide backwards, almost near in a free fall, as you and just bashing things as your body is just pushed down, luckily stopping before you fly off the back of the ship. Both of you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's hard for me to 5.
Luckily, the Pladrines are fairly hardy-ish, so they take a knock, and you see the Pladrine way at the stern of the ship, just clutching at the ribs and their arm, but still breathing and still conscious.
Is
And-
Pladrine here? Next to me.
Yes,
Okay.
and I'd say Rayloff. No, you'll see this event. You'll see this, and yeah, okay. All of you, as the ship keels backwards, Gerald and Theron, as you anchor down and you find just one latch of rope or rigging, and you hold on for dear life. One thing after the rumble that you don't expect. It goes quiet for just a second after that, just a rumble in the air, before you hear this. And bursting out of the clouds is this powerful coned beam of... Hold on. And you just... This powerful cone beam just juts out, and all of you, even Terra to a slight degree, you instantly, just being this close to it, you begin to feel this biting cold emanate all over your bodies. And this is for the Coatl.
Okay. I was just gonna say, because I have with my Goliath, I get less damage from cold, but I don't know if it was doing any damage on me or not. Where is it? Oh, resistance to cold damage. Wow.
Okay. I will.
I'm resistant anyway. Is there such a thing as double resistance?
No, never stacks. Get fucked.
Oh.
Resistance is immunity. That'd be cool. Take
Right,
zero
I'm just going to
from-
take it from the stats here. Okay, yeah. Alright, let me just do some quick maths. Super quick.
Do you see any facial expression from the Quattle?
You see straight away, number 2, you see instantly, as it's barely hanging on, if it could coil into itself and shrink down to make itself look as small as possible in fear, it would.
Okay.
The coatl that hasn't been touched yet, as it looks like it's serpentining towards you, Rayloff, it instantly, just as the body gets over the deck of the ship, going to snap at you, you see this beam just rack across near enough its entire body, and it slams down onto the deck, still conscious and alive and just about moving. But you see majority of its body now is just covered in frost, frozen solid, and barely trying to just crack this tomb of ice around 3/4 of the length of its entire form.
In that moment, can I look up to where the beam came from? And because I would assume the clouds would have dispersed from the attack.
I will say, yes. You see
A red.
Well, it's not red because it's ice.
Rayloff, in this moment, as I'm trying to think who. I mean, I'd say Theron might see this as well, but in this moment of action, because you are pretty much, you're kind of on the ground a little bit, but on your knee, and you're just looking up towards the coatl that's just landing next to you, and you look up to where the clouds have dispersed. You witness, as the clouds disperse, this monumentally huge dragon bursting out of the clouds, adorned with silver, gold, and light blue scales glistening against the sunlight. You see many scars embedded between its tough hide and scales. And that's just along the body, as it coasts now over and back behind a set of clouds.
This is probably a daft question, and I'm going to guess no, but do I recognize the dragon?
No, you do not.
Is that just from, just the short amount of time seeing it, or is that just, no, I don't recognize it at all?
You don't recognize it at all, in appearance or sound or anything.
Real or sigh of relief. Yes! I'm not instantly dead.
Now, as the rumble continues around you, you get a sense that this dragon, this ancient being, is now quickly beginning to circle around and maybe to take another pass back over all of you. You hear that rumble in the air and all around you as the gusts of wind begin to change rapidly with where the dragon is and where it is not anymore. With their turn done, Rayloff, you are up. What would you like to do?
Well, first of all, I'm going to get up because I'm assuming I'm prone at the minute.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's half your movement.
You said the quail that's close to me is frozen.
The coatl in front of you, majority of its body, except leaving a quarter of the body on the head end, is near enough completely encased in ice.
Okay. Would that technically mean it is on the full prone?
It is grounded. It's
So
prone,
would I get advantage?
but it's... You know what? Because it is grounded, and even though it can still act, I will say because it is grounded and technically, you know, incapable of moving right now, then there's nothing it can do except for lie on the floor. So yes, it's prone.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it with 2 attacks with halberd then.
Okay, go for it. Reckless or none?
Oh, I don't need to. It's got advantage already.
I'm just saying.
He's
For you?
used his, advantage back.
Yeah. A stack
on, right?
advantage.
Well, the first one's a 13.
Double advantage.
And the second one?
24.
24 does hit. Roll for damage for that. As the first one, and you go to swing down, you notice the Coatl, just one eye looks over in your direction, and it slithers back and just dodges out of the way as that heavy halberd into the wood as you pull back out and go for another strike.
So that is 18 slashing damage.
18, okay. Again, in this moment, as you slash downwards, you notice that it doesn't seem to do as much damage as your attacks normally do. As you just slash down, and you do make some ground, and you do cut deep, but you pull away and the damage just, it's not the same that you used to.
I will. It probably won't matter, but for the sake of using it, I'm going to use the slasher special, which is reduced speed. So I will reduce it because I hit it with slashing damage. I'll reduce the speed of the target by 10.
Nice,
Not that
okay.
until the start of my next turn. Not that it's probably going to matter.
Well, you never know. But good
And,
shit. Good turn.
I'm going to move over to the Pladgerine, which will still be. Can I use my bonus action just to help him up?
I'll say sure, yeah. To save him from standing up himself in half movement, yeah. I'll say yeah. You run over just after dealing with whatever is left of that Coatl, and you just reach your hand, just grabbing the front of his garbs and just pulling him up onto his feet.
Yeah. Can I sort of not necessarily drag him, but sort of would I be able to move with him on the Pladgerine's turn?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I'll do that then. So I'll use my. So would I be? Well, here's the question: for that movement, how would I be able to add that to his, or would it just be mine?
No, it would just be separate.
That's fine. Then I'll just once he starts moving, I'll move with him.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Good shit. Good turn. Let's see. Okay, the Pladgerine.
20 feet.
Yeah. The Pladgerine are going to head up top, and they are going to begin to funnel down, following the orders.
Okay. Not Theron.
Yeah.
Does-
Push the one off the side.
Does the Quail do an attack on the Pladgerine?
No. Not this time.
Okay. So
Excuse
as
me.
I'm moving, because I'm moving with the Pladgerine. Then.
Well, in that case,
If you pull my leg,
What a bitch! What an absolute bitch!
any creature can choose when it uses reaction.
What a bitch!
It's going to make one bite attack at you, Rayloff. But if I keep rolling shit, okay, that's not a bad roll.
I'll still call it a bitch anyway.
Oh, I'm on the wrong creature. Hold on. Yeah, these are gonna hit. 24.
You know what? Yeah, it's
You know what? It don't hit. Okay, you take straight
Theron
away.
figures out how to put shield onto someone else.
You take 10 points of piercing damage. reduced to 5. And I want you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Oh,
And
26.
it doesn't fucking matter. I was gonna say with advantage because you got the poison resist potion as well.
Hold on. Oh, I didn't get enough for 20. I'm sad.
Okay. Doesn't matter. You take the hit. It's nothing. For the size of these creatures, and the damage you think they'd be able to do, it is just a nick. You've been stabbed worse in bar fights compared to this. As it nips, it just nips at you, and then jolts back like a snake and like a serpent, and it's just barely hanging on. That's the Pladrine's turns. I think now it is the Coatl, yeah. Okay. So, the Coatl are going to... You know what? It's going to move slightly closer, and one last ditch effort. It's going to make a...
Everything's going on.
Yeah, it's just going to make another bite towards Theron.
oh, nice.
Well, I'll just hit it with Sentinel attack then.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely hits. That's a natural 19 plus 8, so 27.
Yep.
So, Theron takes
Doesn't matter.
6 points of piercing damage. And
Okay.
can he roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Yeah, indeed. Of 9.
As Theron takes that nip, and albeit it's not much, you only see a slight little bit of blood and a little slight tear in his cloak. And you look to Theron as he takes it and... What was that? And he just falls unconscious to the ground. Rayloff, you want to get your sentinel attack in?
I rolled 2.
Oh no! Oh, okay, well, you tried, that's the main thing. Your halberd slices down, finding air again as it coils and slithers to attack Theron. Just in that moment, you hurl down and unfortunately just hit wood. Good try though. The Coatl number 3. It can't.
Forget he has 10 minus 10 movement speed.
It's prone.
It's going to get up from prone.
Yeah.
And then it's going to fly slower and a little bit sloggy over to you, Tara.
Okay. That's
Damn, that's a lot of movement speed.
Mm-hmm. It is when
How much
it's
is
flying. 90 feet
How much
flying.
is it?
Going enough past me, could I make a reaction to slash at it with Alistor? Or is it too high?
I'd say it's too high if it's coming off from the stern of the ship and going up away, but towards Tara. I would yeah, I'd say it's like even if Rayloff was there, he wouldn't be able to reach. Not with that.
You don't know.
Shut up, I do.
You don't know me.
Yeah. I'm the DM. I allow you to live. So Tara, it's going to make a bite attack against you.
uh-huh.
I'm having a brain fart. What's 8? 8 plus 8.
16.
16.
It just hits me.
Okay.
So I'm a 16.
So you take 7 points of piercing damage, and can you
Yep.
make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Right. Can. Damage. And con save.
Mm-hmm.
That is 17 plus reducing 9.
You succeed. What? 17 plus 9?
Plus 9 is my con
Jesus.
save.
Fuck
How
me.
have you got so much con save?
Because I'm a fucking tyrant.
Okay, so yeah, you save unaffected. You take the nip.
Yep.
It stings like a bitch, but it's nothing to cry about. as the koala like courses towards you and tries to latch slightly, and you feel this like as the one of those curved jagged fangs just latches into the back of your shoulder.
Yeah.
You feel like a slight pushing sensation coming from that tooth into your body, and you just resist and push anything out as the koala unlatches and still stays around you.
Can I do my action that's next while he's incredibly close to me?
Absolutely, yeah, because you are next. So
all of my might to push his beak open, and then put my arm towards it into its mouth, and order the bloodhawks to go into its mouth, basically.
okay, all right.
To attack.
Okay, roll a strength check for me,
Yes, man.
and I will. Okay, who's fair ruling, unbiased? What contest roll should that be? You think a strength on their part, or constitution, or acrobatics, or athletics?
Mean, that's pretty strengthy, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so just strength check.
Check.
Then they got
I have a +1 if that helps.
Okay, they got a +3. That's 18 on their end.
Okay, sadly they do succeed.
What did you
Close. 16.
get? No way.
I rolled
Okay, all right,
15.
good try. You, as it's really close, you try and put your feet on his bottom jaw and begin to push, but you just feel your back is not getting the extension. You do have a bonus action and movement. Bear in mind as well, because if you're doing it as it's like latched onto you for a moment, its mouth is partially open. If you do want to, say.
Well, I would like that if there is a gap that they could fit in, I would like them to fit in.
Okay.
And try to gnaw maybe to where its gums are,
Okay.
or any little flashy bits while it's trying its mouth.
All right. So
that was my attempt to try to keep it open for long enough so they could get them all in.
Okay. Well, I'll say because they are so small and it is so large.
Yeah.
Just while it's like on you, easily they can just stream in. So, but this time, because it is around its jaw, and it knows where they are, there is going to be separate attack rolls.
Okay, not a problem.
So, if you wish, your Bloodhawks, we are going to roll 8 attack rolls.
8 d20s to see if he hit, and then.
Okay. I'll just put my fingers up for when one hits.
No worries. Okay, let me go back to the start of this. Okay,
so
it's a +4 to every hit.
Okay.
18.
Is that 18 total or 18 plus 4?
18 total.
Suck a dick.
21. I'm just grateful. Okay. 20. Natural 1.
Come on.
2. 23. I don't know how many I've rolled now. Is that?
Anyone counted the numbers?
I think I've missed 3 and.
I think it's 6.
3.
Yeah, I was going to say 6. I think 6 sounds good.
Natural 20.
Nice. Alright, last one.
19. 23. Sorry,
5.
my brain shut down.
5 of which hit, 1 is a crit.
Okay, sounds. So, I'll do the crit last for Troll of Lulls.
Okay.
Why I'm rolling a d20, I don't know. Okay. Okay, I'll just do I'll shout it out.
Yep.
So 2 + 2, 4. Do you want to keep it total on?
Sure.
And I'll just remember how much I've done.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 damage for the first one.
Yep.
5 damage for the second.
Mm-hmm.
8 damage for the third.
Yep.
7 damage for the fourth, and this is the crit. 4, 8, 12 damage for the crit.
So before the crit, I had 24.
24. It's 36 until it wasn't it?
It is.
Okay.
Cool.
You begin to see as these bloodhawks just and just crawl in, and you just hear this constant like as they peck and gnaw and nibble and bite and tear, and you notice some of the gums just begin to tear down, and some of the teeth just slowly begin to become dislodged, and very quickly these bloodhawks begin to pour out of the cheeks, just burrowing holes in the Coaddle's face and pouring out of its form.
Yup.
And in those moments,
Yep.
the Coaddle, barely hanging on as it was, doesn't screech, just gives a slight as you see the gigantic holes in the cheeks that these bloodhawks are just poured out of before it begins to plummet down to the ground, lifeless and dead.
Lovely. As my bonus action, I'm going to be nice and sexy, as per usual, I would say.
So what's
And
that?
healing word myself.
Of course, you greedy player. That's fine.
I know.
So roll for that
Because I
healing
can
word.
only see me. D4 plus 4, 3, there's 7. I
Okay.
literally gained the health that I took.
Nice, good. That's
I'm
what we
happy.
want. Okay.
I end my turn. Yeah, I end my turn. It's
Awesome.
not like I can
Alright.
move anywhere.
Good fucking turn. Gerald, you are up.
I am going to try keep the mouth open though,
Mm-hmm.
as even in my small amount gap.
Oh, what, as it's falling?
Is it? Is it?
This one's dead,
taken-
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then, no.
Unless you want to be holding on and go.
Yow! No, I'll say on the descent, I'm going to try to pull a tooth out.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna need a survival check with disadvantage for me.
Not a problem. Okay, I roll both 9s, but I get a +8 for survival.
I hate druids.
17.
You are able to pry out a Coaddle fang.
Okay, and then my boots will keep me afloat.
Okay.
I will say that the Bloodhawk will descend with it, so
Yeah.
it'll fuck off.
That's okay. I'd say in that short amount of time where it takes you to extract a fang, I'd say you all
And,
descend about 600 feet or so.
okay, 600 on meat. Not a problem. I'm going to spend the rest of my time going back up.
Gerald, you're up.
Beyond.
Right, I suppose from this,
You see this Coaddle is barely clinging on. It is still lashing out, and you notice its face following something behind you, and you look and you feel that rumble, and you know it's following the silhouette behind the clouds.
right, I'm going to go and sort of push past Rail up a bit to then move both fronts. And I'm going to go get off my ship, and I'm just going to pull out Alistair, activate the lightning bolt, all 3 charges.
Okay,
For it.
so that's
It
a
must
dex
make
save, right?
dex. Yeah. That is that.
Dex save 15.
As fails.
Why did I make you guys level 9?
Why did you
Yeah.
make us play the game?
What's even better, it would have actually succeeded if you hadn't leveled us up.
I know. I'm never leveling you up again. Good luck.
2, 4, 7, 10, 15, 19. That's the first 6 of them.
I will say straight away, Gerald,
Yeah.
vanquishing the final Coaddle to attack the Brian Barnacle. How would you like to do this?
Because is its head basically on the ship,
Yeah.
or is it? Yeah. So at that point, it's just going to hit right through the center, sort of splitting open a bit, and then just firing the lightning bolt through the
Nice.
inside center of the snake.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah, you easily, like, you all see as Gerald hurls this large lightning sword down, cutting down through the top of its skull, and just severing and splicing open the face of this Coatl. Before you hear... and Gerald's kind of just digging his talons into the ground as just a shimmer of bright white and blue energy just emanates from deep inside the Coatl's spliced open head. And you notice the end of the body just disappears and dissipates and is just blown to nothing, with all 3 charges of Alastor flowing through and destroying its body.
Right, and from that, yeah, we are definitely going to head straight down to this. I'm going to hide underneath the stairs, and I'm going to basically in a position to start grabbing Theron to try and drag his body, but of course I can't drag his body at this point.
Okay, no problem. So you go over to Theron and you grab him, and you feel that adrenaline rush, and all you hear is the slight of the large Coatl body, the head just gliding off of the ship and just being pulled down by its own weight as whatever is left of the Coatl body begins to plummet and hurl down beyond the sky and beyond the clouds into nothing.
There, I am just going to shout up, Rayloff, get down here!
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be my turn.
Awesome. Right. Theron is unconscious. And that's it. All of you now see the colossal ancient dragon burst out of the clouds, and almost as if it's going to just carpet run over the ship, you see the wingspan 400 feet from one wingtip to the other. The body itself just 60 feet from side to side. This is a colossal being and larger than anything you've seen before. You do notice as it flies over, you see the face of this dragon look down to all of you as it begins to coast. And just as you begin to see that swelling and that blue arcane and that freezing cold begin to just build up from its chest up to its neck and right up to the tip of its jaw. In that split moment, you see it just close its mouth and the energy disappears, and you see it almost wanting to, but not being allowed to, turning roughly away and sort of beginning to coast partly away, but doing another round circle, and will be soon facing the ship again. That's their turn.
Nice.
Rayloff, you're up. And since the Pladrine and the Coatl are downstairs, or well, either downstairs or deadied, it'll be Rayloff with Terra on deck.
I think that's what I'm doing.
Are you doing anything, Rayloff?
Is Theron technically downstairs?
No. Still
His
on
body
deck
entrance.
with you.
And is there a Pladrine as well?
You say the other Pladrines grabbed him as he went
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. I was going to say, because Gerald going close enough up to the stairs, and when the Pladrine retreated, they grabbed and pulled down.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab Theron and so pick him up and take him downstairs.
Okay, yeah, very quickly and easily you just pick up and go downstairs. You go down to the crew deck where the Pladrine have settled. Seabiscuit is pretty much in the centre of this circle of Pladrine, and along with their one downed ally, you go down and lay Theron.
What I will do, I'll take out the pot of blue flower, sort of look between everyone, and sort of look to Gerald, and sort of not sort of shove it into it, but put it into his hand.
Are you going back up top deck because Gerald's still there?
I'm on top of the stairs currently, just sort of
Okay, I thought you were down.
hide. Yeah, not quite inside. Or basically inside, should I say.
Okay. Never mind. Ignore that. I'll sort of go on the stairs so I'm ready if I'm needed.
Okay, yeah.
But I'll just sort of wait there. Just sort of more like, just sort of as if I'm sort of guarding going down.
Yeah, good shit.
Really.
Awesome. Alright. Terra,
So
you're up.
Theron now.
Yeah, Theron is now below deck.
I am going to. I'm sure I've done this prior. Indeed. Nothing that can fly unless it's I was just getting links and it's horrible. From where it could be possibly to. I'm thinking about transport. What's it called now? Wild shaping.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, when I hover over the name, it's sending me getting ready to send a link to another D&D Beyond.
Oh, that's okay. Well, what would you like to wild shape into?
I'd like to wild shape it into a giant eagle.
Easy, yeah.
And I'm just going to use my now 80 foot of movement in the direction of the ship.
Okay,
As
awesome.
least intimidating as possible.
Okay.
To confirm that the dragon doesn't go, that's a threat.
I will. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. All right. No problem.
Yeah, that's how
wild
I
shape,
want to present myself.
Yeah. And you just begin to. You kind of soaring, like gently raising altitude back up to the ship.
Yeah.
Very kindly flying up back up to the ship.
Yeah.
All right.
Is 80 foot the dash distance as well?
No, it'd be
it
160
is-
for the dash.
It would be
Ah,
160.
So I take it you're dashing anyway to get there
I
as
need
quick as
an
possible.
action
But
to actually in fact, no I don't. As a moon druid,
oh, nice.
it's
Okay.
bonus action.
Nice.
I
okay.
dash.
All right.
I
Circle of the moon.
dash.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
fuck,
I'm now
okay.
480 foot below you now.
Nice. Okay, so you begin to scale back up in altitude. Gerald, is there anything you want to do? You still see the dragon, as the large form is just coasting away from you, but looking like, as the head still faces the ship, it is going to turn around. Is there anything you want to do as it's turning around?
Also, can I forgot to say, while I'm not fully doing anything, I'll just sort of look to Gerald and just sort of just shake my head. Just sort of say, just leave it.
I am going to dissolve the gold dragon that is just still above on the ship. we'll dissolve that away. And other than that, I'll just I'll watch out here. See if you can get Flatrine and Theron back.
So, okay, can I respond to that quickly?
Yeah, of course.
I'll just hold out the pot of the pot. The pot of bloom flower.
Awesome.
I'll just sort of point at it to you.
Don't worry then.
All right.
Yeah.
Say what I want to say.
Yeah. And Gerald, are you dashing down?
No, I'm going to just literally stay at the entrance to see if anything if it comes on or does anything essentially
Okay.
to the ship.
Okay. With Theron still unconscious. Tara,
Yeah.
with your eagle eye vision,
You would who? I like that.
you...
I have a perception of +4.
There you go. You immediately, as you're climbing altitude, and you're kind of getting under the ship, but just at the angle where you can look over the corner of the deck to where the large dragon is, and you see the scales silver, gold, and light blue just in a mix all over it. You've never ever seen a creature like this, never heard of a dragon like this. The immense size alone. But with the one thing you do notice, as your eyes just narrow in your eagle form as you are coasting along, you see one small humanoid figure atop its back, hunched down closely in this saddle. And you see it leaning in the direction that the dragon is coasting, almost just leading the direction by this. And by comparison, this teeny tiny figure just gently leaning over, and you see the colossal form of the dragon compensate and copy.
Nah, dude.
What to train your dragon?
I have an idea. 30 years.
But the dragon coasts back around and just begins to coast, and you feel that rumble, and the gusts of wind begin to pick up around all of you. Terra, in your eagle form, you begin to find it hard to just flap against the wind and the gust, as almost the force of a tornado against all of you, as this ancient dragon begins to fly down and hurl towards the ship, towards Gerald and Rayloff, and just near you, Terra, as the form gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And just as it's about to barely touch the top of the mast of the ship, as it rumbles past you in the ship itself, you hear the wood beginning to creak and shake from the vicinity of the dragon as it coasts over. And just as the rumble passes with a thunderous collapse of wings, you see, standing on the mast, on the crow's nest, a female pear-scaled dragonborn, looking down to all of you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. And we'll be coming back in the new year to pick this up. I love all of you guys.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
I know you do. Holy shit.
Do we have an ally? Do we
Yeah.
not have an ally?
I mean,
That
if
is
it's
the
what I
best.
think it is.
It is literally what you think it is. Do
So-
not worry.
For anyone that is wondering, it may or may not be something from Campaign 1, or not. Maybe. You guys don't know about it, but we do, and it's fucking awesome. So,
It is amazing.
we really can't wait to share this with you. But
Definitely not that wise.
yeah, but but unfortunately, we're not going to be live for the next couple of weeks due to the Christmas break and New Year's and all that, but we just want to excuse me, we just want to thank all of you so much for watching and sticking around. Yeah, and this has been fucking insane with everything going on, and hopefully it's going to be fucking awesome when we come back, because there's going to be some shit happening. But anyway, with all of that said and done, thank you very much for watching. It was a lot of fun, and we will see you in the new year. Have a great Christmas.